Mark Selby to open a 2-frame advantage.
Well, John goes back to his seat, disappointed with the break-off. Well, I think John Higgins knew what was coming up. And Mark Selby playing it deliberately, because he might block the black up even more. Look at the work on the cue ball. So little effort. That is just timing and delivery.
Seven. Yeah.
So hoping to be pretty straight on this red to right corner. You want to finish sort of level with the black.
13.
Perfect, so into the bunch. We can only go by reading the body language that
20.
He's not on this red. We could.
21.
Might push his hand up to his opponent because he sort of made out that he wasn't on the red at first, and then he's got down and potted it. Of the highest order. I mean, he's just puring every shot.
$29. $34. $35.
Right hand side cushion, touch your right hand side. Anxious look to see if he's on this red to the
38.
right corner. I think he is. Again, not the worst kiss on the blue. And one shot to the next. Because you're hitting the ball so well. So the game just is so easy. Just comes so easy.
44. $45.
Yeah, it's where Selby's been for so much of his career. But the last time we saw him, though.
Another example of how good he is at screwing the cue ball here. That's just awesome. Can't get up for blue. Can't play for pink to right middle. He's got to make sure he pots this red. And say
53.
high on the black.
$61.
Well, the pocket just takes it. He's nicely on the black, and this will leave John Higgins leaning a snooker. Now he's playing sort of snooker that saw him reach the very top of the sport. It's been brilliant. But John Higgins has also played to a high standard, so... to be British Open champion.
Yeah, John's
69.
basically had to play his best just to get 3 frames. To be 2 behind. I think both players are inspiring each other this afternoon. Let's just hope it continues tonight.
$77.
Yes, there was a memorable semi-final session at the Crucible that Clive Everton once described as snooker from the gods between Stephen and Ronnie O'Sullivan. And this has been of a similar standard. So there's pressure on to do so. They've both produced the goods, but it's Mark
85.
Selby who is worthy of this lead.
As I said, not one play. There's not been an easy ball missed. They've potted everything that they're supposed to pot. It's just been...
$93.
So the black for the 3rd century of the afternoon, Mark Selby 2nd.
Thank you. 101.
We saw last week Neil Robertson, who'd been in the doldrums for a while, return. OK, Selby's been relatively quiet last 18 months, but he's still, Mark Selby, capable of this sort of performance.
Thank you. 110. $113.
Just nothing easy, miss. Look at the live pot success. So in live play, 98% Selby, 95 Higgins. John Higgins has played really well himself. But the man at the table,
117.
ahead of what promises to be a very exciting evening.
122. $128.
So it looks like a second total clearance for Selby. He made the 137 in frame 5. Higgins has had a century since. But what a finish to the afternoon's play. And it seems Mark Selby has raised his game round by round. Very evenly matched, and so often before now brought the best out in one another. So 4 big frames here.
on a Sunday, basically, at the tournament. Long match. You know, the trophy's at the end of it. But it's been...
Could be back in the winner's circle in a few hours.
One.
The table back towards him for a red to right corner. To left corner. Beautiful split to both corners.
$25.
You could see the disappointment
33.
I'm sure he's probably a little bit disappointed in that he couldn't go for. Obviously, winning the frame is a priority. The way this match is on a knife edge, really.
$39.
He's had generally a good record in finals. His best run, he won 11 in a row, and that was only ended when he lost in the shootout final.
47.
Which is a ranking event, but just 10 minutes. But he's lost the last two he's been in.
There's been a huge transformation, and he's made a really good clearance. And pretty much the
55.
whole of that match, he looked really down in the dumps and didn't look like he was enjoying himself at all. But then
Thank you. 62.
So one more red to really kill the frame off clinically.
as again, the unforced errors, and nothing easy has been missed.
70.
See an easy shot or a bad positional shot, but it's very straightforward. But both players they're on it today.
$76.
Was the slight fault?
82.
It's been an absolutely exceptional visit to the table.
83.
And the last two frames,
90.
he's
This break launched by an excellent long red. Higgins had done nothing wrong.
97.
So it's Mike Selby's
Off 105.
four very interesting frames here. Mark Selby hoping now he's won this one, he might be able to open up a gap. Break between seasons
112.
did him good, got some perspective.
$115. $119. $124. $130.
But from what we've seen from Higgins this afternoon, he's just as capable. Of course, he's had breaks of 80 and 60 himself. Ten years later, though, it was Selby who got his revenge. But that can...
doesn't get much better than this.
9.
been sort of left behind. The other class of 92, Ronnie and Mark, have been winning things and been finishing matches off convincingly in one visit, where he was sort of stuttering
17.
a little bit to get over the line in a lot of matches.
Twenty-three.
Fully commit to the shot. I missed more shots in my career
31.
for that reason than any other. Just getting down and not being fully.
$36.
Yeah, so he decided to go in with screw, and that's what I meant.
John Higgins, 43. One.
Frames have really all been one-sided so far. We haven't seen one.
Six.
For a snooker player, they're almost better.
$21. $28. $35.
Mark Selby is in it right at this point in time. Just doesn't look like missing.
43.
He's always going to have the incredible tactical game, and when he starts scoring and not missing pots, it's pretty much unplayable. It just didn't find the baulk cushion
51.
with a safety shot, and this has been the result. I mean, that strike of the cue ball was just pure.
$56. Thank you. 63.
It's there. As you can see, no heroics to try and stay close to the brown. You can't strike the cue ball any better than this. It's an absolute masterclass.
75.
The sound it makes when he's striking the cue ball is perfection.
81.
1-3-7 in the last. Seized on the opening in this one. And clears up. Shorter matches early on, a few complaints about tables, all the rest of it. We've ended up with two Hall of Famers here in the final, and they are producing the goods, particularly in the last half an hour. Mark Selby.
One.
Even looking at the green to pot it, but decided no, it's just maybe a step too far.
John Higgins, 1. One. Six.
Yeah, that's the only thing is I'm not sure the black doesn't pot to right corner.
$14. $21.
Would guarantee leaving one to left corner. And just got the first red. That's not the red he intended to hit. But that is just going to be wary of the right middle here. Should be okay. Yeah, nowhere near it.
29.
Got into the cue ball too much.
$35. $42.
Coming from Scotland. He also credits our own Alan McManus with really helping him when he was young.
$50.
And that's why, because
$56.
again, it's just another wonderful visit to the table. That secures the frame.
62.
We're just not missing anything.
Yeah, Selby went for a tough long red, left a chance. There was pressure on Higgins here after what happened in the last frame, but this is how he's responded. If they do, this will be one of the all-time great finals if it remains close.
Or commentated on. Because you've got both players at the top of their game. A lot of the time you see one player at the top of their game dominating, but
76.
both players are, let's say, doesn't get much better than this.
77.
Yeah, in live play, we've only had 5 pots missed, and
85.
Clive would have enjoyed this, David.
yeah, absolutely. What a fitting tribute to him. Now Higgins has won this frame. Of course he wants 4-4, but the last frame doesn't feel quite so big.
93.
Had it been 5-2 and he would have been sort of hanging on. Anyway, this is for a century. Selby's had one this afternoon. What a final this is.
102. 105.
Yeah, I must admit the last 2 or 3 seasons I didn't. Yeah, it's been well documented. He's dropped down the rankings. But
109.
this is...
Mark Selby to open a 2-frame advantage.
I think John Higgins knew what was coming up.
Seven.
So be hoping to be pretty straight on this red to right corner.
$13.
Very good.
21.
Might push his hand up. I mean, he's just puring every shot.
29. $35.
Because you're hitting the ball so well. So the game just...
$45.
Yeah, it's where Selby's been for...
That's just awesome. Can't play for pink to right middle. He's got to make sure he pots this red. And say
53.
high in the black.
$61.
The pocket just sort of snooker that saw him reach the very top of the sport. It's been brilliant. But John Higgins has also played to a high standard, so to be British Open champion.
Yeah, John's
69.
basically had to play his best just to get 3 frames. Let's just hope it continues tonight.
$77.
Yes, there was a memorable. And this has been of a similar standard. So there's pressure on to do so. They've both produced the goods, but it's Mark
85.
Selby.
Not one play. There's not been an easy ball missed. They've potted everything that they're supposed to pot. It's just been...
$93. Thank you. 101.
We saw last week Neil Robertson, who'd been... OK, Selby's been relatively quiet last 18 months, but he's still, Mark Selby, capable of this sort of performance.
Thank you. 110. $113.
Play 98% Selby, 95 Higgins. John Higgins has played really well himself. But the man at the table,
117.
ahead of what promises to be a very exciting evening.
122. 128.
So it looks like a second total clearance. Higgins has had a century since. But what a finish to the afternoon's play. 135.